Hi writers, this is Mrs. Frost. I wanted to make a short overview with some details on that personal style and growth essay from the last unit. So first I want to point out that there are three main objectives of this assignment, and the objectives that you'll see are right here. There's three of them. They are analyzing your personal writing style. So you're going to look at how do you write, and you're going to support that with examples from your writing. You're going to look at evaluating your growth as a writer. So you're going to look at what you wrote and did you grow. And then you're going to look at developing future writing goals. So from what you know about your style, from what you knew about how you grew, what would be some possible future goals that you would have for your writing? So those are the three outcomes. You want to make sure that you are including detailed discussions, so examples from your writing. Just like when you write a research report and you cite examples, you're going to cite the examples, but they're going to be citing yourself. They're going to be from your short story or your memoir or your poems. Okay? You're going to use your writer's notebook a lot, because at the beginning of the course you wrote goals as a writer in your writer's notebook, and now you'll get to review that and be reminded of your growth since January. All right? Cool. And you want to make sure you include specific examples. Just like all good essays, it needs specific examples. So if you say you always write about male characters that go on adventures, you're going to share examples from your writing, either in your notebook or in your specific assignments, your short story, your multimedia, etc., of why you'd say that. You want to make sure that you have at least one full page, but not more than 3. Please don't hand in more than 3. And I'm going to give you some more details on organization and what to do next there. All right, cool. So that's what the overall idea is of the assignment. And then the next step is, I'm trying to see how I get the, you want to include, second, I'm trying to get rid of this drawing tool. There we go. So I'm going to have that go away. And then in the course, they give you some help. So what the help looks like is they give you example questions that you'd ask yourself if you were the person, which you are, trying to write a paper that analyzes style, growth, and future goals. They further give you a graphic organizer that you can either save on your computer or type into, or print and handwrite into, that leads you through these questions shown here. Okay? And this won't be handed in to me, but these are tools to help you start thinking about what do you need for your personal style and growth essay. Further, they give you this idea. They then lead you in the lessons 5.04 into, okay, now I have these notes, what the heck do I do? Well, it shows what you need to do in order to 2 to 3 pages, double spaced, include discussion from on your style and your growth as a writer, and be careful to edit. Cool. So maybe you're still asking, what does that mean? Well, then it leads you through the 2 main organization styles that you can choose from, and then there's no right or wrong one. You get to pick whichever organization style you're most comfortable with. Your 2 choices are category or topic, organizing your paper by category or topic, and or organizing your paper by chronological order. So what categories and topics? The categories and topics are these things here. Your tone that you use, your themes that you use, and other questions off of the notes that you took. Chronological would be going through the course. You start out with setting goals in the course, and so you might start out with by sharing something in your paper about the goals you set. Then you'd go through the memoir, the short story, the poetry unit, the multimedia, and you'd share examples and your writer's notebook, and you'd share examples about your tone you wrote with, which paper was most challenging, the notebook entries, what writing techniques. So you might say something like, in each of the categories that you cover, short story and poetry for this example, you might share about the tone and theme, and then how well you showed and not told. So you're going to use these tools and then pick an organization strategy so that you have the final product of writing an essay that is 2 to 3 pages, is organized either chronologically or by topic, shows your growth and gives examples from your pieces or your notebook, and has been edited. Before you hand it in for your final assignment, make sure that you have used lots of examples that refer to your work. You've also edited for spelling, punctuation, and grammar, and read it out loud to see if it flows. All right, so those are the details on your last project of this course, the Personal Style and Growth Essay. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in class tomorrow. Oh wait, in class tomorrow we're going to share, we're going to celebrate, woohoo! We're going to have some fun, I hope. We're going to share our multimedia projects. We're going to share something that we learned from about ourselves as writers from our reflections, and we're going to get to visit and comment on our class website. If you have any questions, please let me know. See you tomorrow.